You know what that sound is? It's Friday the 13th. Yes, that's the sound. It is I, Doogie Voorhees. Not really. But it is Doogie, and this is Doogie's Horror Den, celebrating this Friday the 13th with you with the first brand new review of the year. Hell yeah. 2023, it's going to be a good year for everything horror. Yes. So, right now, before we get into anything that has to do with this guy, I poked his eye out. This guy, or anything else that's horror related, I'm going to tell you to go over, type in Doogie's Horror Den, hit subscribe, hit the like button, and tell me what is your favorite horror movie. What horror movie are you looking forward to most this coming year? And the subject we're about to talk about right now. What is your favorite Friday the 13th movie? A lot of people say the first one. A lot of people say 4. Not many people say Jason X. You know, Jason Goes to Space. No one says that one. For me, I mean, it's pretty funny to watch Jason go to Manhattan. That was pretty funny. But I think the first one for me, it was the one that caught me the most was Jason Goes to Hell. I like that one. And, of course, Freddy vs. Jason. That was awesome. Still haven't heard anything about maybe making a sequel to that one. I mean, it's a missed opportunity if you don't make a sequel to Jason vs. Freddy. Jason. Freddy. Oh, no. Who wouldn't want... Where's Jason? There he is. See? Jason. Freddy. Jason. Freddy. But yeah, get on it, Hollywood. Make it happen. Stop playing with our hearts. Because that's what we want to see. Jason vs. Freddy and maybe Michael Myers. Make it happen. Hold on. Make it happen. Subliminal message right there. Now they're going to make it. So, that being said, I did mention I have a couple reviews, right? For this new year. Yeah. Well, that's because I do. And that's what this show is all about. I have a rating system. It is M for murder. Everybody knows M means not a very good movie. It's like the Jason Goes to Manhattan. Or Jason X of the Jasons. Then you have MD, which is Murder Death, which is an okay movie. And then you have MDK. Holy shit, I want to see it again. And again and again. So, this time around, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about a series of movies that is on Netflix. And this is called Fear Street. It was adapted from R.L. Stine. Fear Street is a trilogy, which a fourth one, I think, is being discussed now. Because if you watch the end of the third one, I'll get to it in a second. Fear Street Part 1 takes place in 1994. And then Fear Street Part 2 takes place in 1978. And then Fear Street Part 3 takes place in 1666. And this series of movies is about a witch who has a hex on this town called Shadyside. And it turns out that descendants from the people who hanged this witch all get murdered from this witch, who have different ghosts or demons or whatever. They get into people's head and then make them kill until there's nothing left, really. I mean, that's how it is. It's directed by Leah Janiak. Janiak? Yeah, I'm bad with names. I apologize. Stars Maya Hawker, Sadie Sink, Kiana Madeira, Ben Flores Jr. And it's about after a series of murders, teens in a small town, like I said, in Shadyside, take on evil forces that plagues their town for centuries. So, and that was, like I said, Netflix is a Netflix production, and some of these murders are pretty damn gruesome. Like it a lot. This movie had everything you want in a horror movie. It had a couple laughs, but mostly had some killings and blood and witches and murders and whatever you want. And part one, like I said, takes place in 1994, and it's good. It's good. I really enjoyed it. So I'm like, okay, this part one ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, of course, because, it's a trilogy. And so the second one takes place in a camp back in the 70s. So it's like really Jason-esque, if you know what I mean. The summer camp gets terrorized by a killer at Camp Shadyside. Same people are in it. Sadie Sink, Emily Rudd's in it, a host of others who are in, the first one or in the second one, and then all of them, they're all in the third one. And the second one is 10 times as brutal than the first one. Like, these camp killers are camp killer is just brutalizing these campers. Oh, it's awesome. I love it. Axes aplenty. But so, again, part two leaves you on a cliffhanger. Then the third one, Fear Street 1666, goes all the way back to when this girl gets murdered. And you find out when the Shadyside curse began. And then it fast forward back to 1994 to see if they can stop the curse entirely from happening. And this story is awesome. Going through 3 different eras of time, coming back up to the 1994. I almost said present, but 1994 to finish off the story. It was awesome. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's just great. They really took their time and made these good. So I don't want to tell you the ending and all that good stuff. I don't do that. But what I'm going to tell you is this. Watch Fear Street and then watch the end of the third one, because this book that's supposed to be like the originator of this curse is in this well. And then as the screen is like panning down on the book, all you see is a hand grab it. It's right there and there. You're like, oh, fuck, there should be a fourth one. And they recently are in negotiations right now, I believe, or starting pre-production on Fear Street Part 4. So that is going to continue. I'm very happy about that. So, my rating system. I'm going to do it as a whole. I'm not going to do it as a Fear Street 1, 2, and 3, like separate movies. I'm doing it as one whole. And I'm going to give it an MDK. I know. The whole trilogy altogether, an MDK, because without each other part, it doesn't make sense. It is a complete story, and it was good. It was written good. All the characters were amazing. A lot of blood, guts, and killing, and that's all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for. And damn it, it's getting an MDK for me. First review of the year, MDK, we're on a damn roll. So, with that being said, it is time, my horror peeps, for the second review of this Friday the 13th. And it was put out by Hulu in 2020. This movie is called Books of Blood. You gotta love that. It's an anthology, And you know how I like anthology, especially how they all tie in. You know, and there's 3 tales. 3 different stories that involve Jenna, Mary, and Simon. And it's based, it's based off of books written by Clive Barker. Clive Barker, man. Clive Barker's awesome. These 3 stories, one is about a girl who is super sensitive to her ears. She can hear everything, and she just needs to get away. So she runs away and stays in these old people's house. And it turns out these old people are hijacking or kidnapping people by sewing their ears shut, their eyes shut, and their mouths shut, and putting them into floorboards. Damn! Right? So, yeah, that's pretty creepy in itself. Seeing all these people just sitting there, like, with everything all sewed shut. And the reasoning is kind of weird. We'll get into that a little later. Then you have the second story, which is about I think his name is Simon. About an empath. Is it empath? Or he can he hear ghosts and see ghosts and talk with the dead and all that. And he tricks this woman and thinking he can do that, and in the end, he was just using this woman for money and all that. And then, but she turns around on him and makes all the ghosts in the area go into him, and they all like start scarring his flesh with all their stories. Oh, it's gruesome. He's a pile of blood. His whole skin from head to toes. Every inch of his body is marked with a scar. Oh, so much pain. So much fucking pain. Brutal. Fucking brutal. Oh my god. Then the third one's about these thieves who are driving around trying to find some artifact or whatever. And they drive through this town that has a blackout. And then the one guy gets killed, and the other guy ends up in the house that Simon's in. Simon's the artifact that he was looking for, and he had no idea. So it turns everything around. It's connected with the other girl because she was walking across the street, and the 2 guys driving the car, the thieves, almost hit her as they're trying to find their way through this town to get this artifact. You know, so it's all, spun around. And in the end, the girl goes back home, but then realizes she wants to go back to that house with the old people. She goes back to the house. They sew up her eyes and ears and mouth so she can relax, and put her in the floorboards, and there she is forever. Still living because they feed her every day, but she's silent and she can't hear anything. Fucking creepy as shit. Excuse me. But Books of Blood, ladies and gentlemen. MDK for Books of Blood. MDK for Fear Street. Parts 1, 2, and 3. 4 on the way. Happy Friday the 13th, my horror peeps. I am Doogie. And normally, I would say, watch a horror movie. What's it gonna do? Scare you? I usually say that. Not today. Today I'm gonna say, watch one of the Friday the 13th movies. What's Jason gonna do? Kill you?